I'm doing an update on Slovakia's residency by investment. There's a new proposed amendment coming out, and basically Slovakia's cabinet is proposing an amendment to the Citizenship Act, which is the number 1993. The bill includes an offer of citizenship by descent up to the third generation, which is great-grandchildren of former Czechoslovak and Slovak citizens. The offer of citizenship has no Slovak language proficiency requirement, nor any history of cultural test. Under normal circumstances, Slovakia offers a passport with visa-free or visa-free on arrival access to 181 countries and territories, as well as residency and work authorization throughout the European Union. Now, as a parliamentary vote in Bratislava is expected by the end of March, and the amendment is expected to be approved. Some of the things I want to go over with you is some details about Slovakia. So if you're thinking about going there, even on the ancestral option, these are some things that you need to look at. The GDP per capita is $19,442 a year. An investment of 150,000 euros into a business will get you residency in Slovakia if you don't qualify for the ancestral option. All right, in this video, I'm going to give you more advantages and disadvantages of getting residency in Slovakia that could lead up to citizenship. Also, if you want to learn more how to legally get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 3 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button here to the right of your screen. You'll get new videos as they come out automatically. And don't forget to hit the notification bell next to that subscription button. And number 2 is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below and I'll get back with you. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and hit the button at the top of the homepage that says apply with us. And then the questionnaire will come up. Then hit the bottom part of that page where it says send it to us, and we'll get back with you and see what we can do to help solve whatever problem you got. All right, now, some things you need to take in consideration in Slovakia are the taxes. The taxes in Slovakia are as follows. The corporate tax rate is as high as 21%. There's a personal income tax as high as 25%, a sales tax of 20%. But now get this, they've got a Social Security tax rate as high as 48.60%, of which companies pay 35.20% and the employees pay 13.40%. Now, you need to remember that Social Security is a tax. It's not your money. So if the government later decides that those funds are going to be used for other purposes, and a lot of countries have done that, then you're basically paid out a ton of money and you're not getting anything back from that. So, this is what's happened in the USA for many years. Also remember that when you pay into a Social Security tax system for many years, you might not qualify for those funds because you maybe didn't pay in long enough to actually qualify to receive any money. Slovakia residents are taxable also on their worldwide income. So you need to remember this if you're going to be going there. Even with an ancestral option, if you're going to be living there, is it really worth it to pay these high taxes? Most people that look at our videos want to get their taxes down real low. You're not going to do it with this option. Now, dual citizenship is permitted in all cases where a person acquired an additional nationality at birth or through marriage, or if they held the additional citizenship before becoming a Slovak citizen. If a citizen of Slovakia holds another citizenship, their Slovak citizenship is considered to be dominant. Under the Citizenship Act, Slovak citizenship can be acquired by birth, adoption, or by naturalization. A child is a citizen upon birth if one or both parents is a Slovak citizen. Additionally, a child born within the nation's territory to non-citizenship parents may acquire citizenship if the parents are stateless, or if parents are unknown, or if there's no proof of a foreign citizenship, or if the child does not choose to adopt the parent's nationality. When one parent is a citizen and the other is not, the child is considered a Slovak citizen, even if the citizen parent is later determined not to be the child's actual parent. Now, citizenship is given to a child upon adoption if at least one parent is a citizen. There are several eligibility requirements for a citizen to be granted citizenship. For example, citizenship may be granted to a person who has had permanent residency in the country continuously for at least 8 years prior to application and has satisfied the nation's obligations for foreign residents, and does not have a criminal record or pending extradition hearings or outstanding European arrest warrants, and has not been subject to any board importation hearings or hearings for a removal of asylum, and can be demonstrate knowledge of the Slovak language and a general knowledge of the country. Now, as I mentioned before, if you qualify for the ancestral option, you are waived from the knowledge of the Slovak language. Former citizens who have maintained permanent residence for at least 2 years prior to application can also be granted Slovak citizenship again. Grants of citizenship are available to persons who are married to Slovak citizens and have lived in Slovakia with their spouse for 5 years prior to application. Also, citizenship may be granted to persons who have significantly contributed to the benefit of Slovak Republic on economic, scientific, technical, and cultural, and also social or sport matters. Also, adults who have resided in Slovakia on a continuous basis for at least 3 years before the age of 18 can be granted citizenship. Also, grants of citizenship can be revoked if the applicant's documents are later found to be forged or altered, or if the applicant is determined to be a different individual from information on the application, or the applicant withheld required information that could have changed the determination of the grant of citizenship. And also if there was criminal action in connection with the issuance of the grant of citizenship. Now, conditions for granting Slovak citizenship under the naturalization method are 3 ways. If you've had uninterrupted permanent residency in the territory of Slovak Republic for at least 8 years immediately preceding submission of the application, or number 2 is undergo a probity check according to the Act on citizenship of the Slovak Republic, or number 3 is prove his or her of the Slovak language. Now, I'm going to give you my evaluations of this program, and it is as follows. The passport is actually great, having not only visa-free travel to the USA, but also Canada. The negatives, though, far outweigh the positives, in my opinion, because the country is very socialistic with really high taxes, including a Social Security tax as high as 48.60%, not including the other taxes, making your taxable liability around 50 to 60%. There's a language requirement in order to get the passport, unless you're going to get that ancestral option. And that's going to be determined, who your parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents were. And number 4 is getting the residency required years in before you apply for the passport does not guarantee that you're going to get that passport citizenship. That's a long period to take a chance in paying high taxes and then maybe not getting that passport. And number 5 is it's going to take you 5 years of residency and 8 years of permanent residency before you can even apply for the citizenship and passport. So we're looking at around 13 years before you can apply for the passport and citizenship. And then, there's a chance you might not get it. Remember, and I've mentioned this in other videos, that a good fast-track citizenship program has the following traits. And to bypass these when you're making a decision could be really detrimental. And you could be really pissed off with yourself if you don't examine this and try to get the passport quickly. And that is to get a citizenship program that you can get as long as you have no civil or criminal past. A lot of these residency by investment countries don't go by the statutory requirements after the minimum residency requirements have been made, therefore messing up your plans for a passport in a reasonable amount of time. For instance, just getting a St. Kitts passport, you don't run into this kind of problem because the St. Kitts passport, you can get it in 4 to 5 months. You don't have to wait, 13 years before you can even just apply and then maybe not get the passport. And number 2 is make sure the country you're applying for has no military requirements to get the passport. Number 3 is make sure that the tax system is in place with that country, is either territorial or pure tax haven status, where you can get your taxes to zero if you want to do that. St. Kitts passport not only doesn't have income tax inside the country, it doesn't have income tax outside the country either. And number 4 is make sure there's no language requirement, that you're already fluent in that, or if there is a language requirement, that you're fluent in that language before you're applying for the passport, or don't apply. One thing that's nice about St. Kitts, there's no language test, and it's totally English speaking. And also, always verify that the dual citizenship is allowed, or don't engage in that program. I tell this to people all the time. You need to make sure it has dual citizenship with all the countries of the world. And number 6 is you want to get into a passport that has as many visa-free countries as you can get. But, you know, I would at least try to have a visa-free travel to the Schengen countries. And this is a key factor that you want to look at. And number 7 is remember that a lot of these countries reserve the most lucrative business opportunities like life insurance, real estate, retail businesses for only citizens. So if you got this long period of time that you're going to have to wait, make sure that you can get in that business that you're educated in, that you're trained to do before you go there. 13 years is a long time not to work. You know, you got to make sure that your business is going to be allowed to work there if you're not a citizen. And also number 8 is also when you move to a new country where you don't know the language, you need to realize it's going to take you 3 times longer to do everything. And if you can't speak that language, my advice is don't move there. I've always told people this in the videos I do, but you have to make the judgment on the language that you speak. Anyway, if you want to learn more how to legally get your taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 3 to 4 months, hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen here and you get new videos as they come out automatically. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button next to that, or hitting the notification bell next to the subscription button. And number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit that top bar that says apply with us. And you'll see that, and then fill out the questions, and then hit that bottom bar that says send it to us so we can help you get started. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries all over the world that I think you'd be interested to learn about, and I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.